Hello, buddy. Crow back again, and here's a game I picked up recently. It's Puzzle and Dragons Z and Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Edition. It's really two games in one. I think in Japan these two games were released separately, and at least in the U.S. and probably even Europe, they kind of packaged both games together. Now, I believe Puzzle and Dragon series is like almost like an Android game and an iOS game. I think you can play those games on your phone. But I've never played it before, and when I saw like the trailer for it, I can't remember if it was a Nintendo Direct video. I remember seeing it, and I was like, "All right, a puzzle game for the 3DS. I'm all onto that." It looked really cool. It looked like Bejeweled, but it is a matching game. It's kind of like if you crossed Bejeweled and well, I would say what the hell's the name of that game? Puzzle Quest. But again, Puzzle Quest is like Bejeweled anyway, so it's like Puzzle Quest, but where you kind of build your team together. I mean, I think Puzzle Quest you only had one character, but here you kind of build a team together. And I mean, both games play very similarly. I'm going to start with Puzzle and Dragon Z, because that's the one I've been playing the most. And I guess when I get through that, I'll kind of switch over to the Mario Brother edition. I actually like the way the regular Puzzle Dragon Z looks more than the Mario one. Although the Mario one is kind of interesting to look at. But I was saying that it's a lot like Bejeweled. You build your team together, and you fight, and you walk around the dungeons. You literally don't walk around. It's like almost like a predefined path. Although in Puzzles and Dragons, there are some certain parts where you get to pick which route you want to take. And the way you pick it is by either clearing one color or another color over the others. But yeah, basically it's like Bejeweled, but you have to be careful because when you drag the pieces around, you're basically shifting all the other pieces around in the path you take. So sometimes you don't want to take a direct path a lot of times. A lot of times you might want to kind of swap around pieces. You have a lot more control over how many matches you get, because you might be able to, instead of just matching one piece to another and hope that the whole thing collapses and you get more matches, you could actually swap a lot of pieces in between where you're moving and get a lot more combos that way. Also, you have to be careful of which pieces you are getting rid of, because the enemies, it's like kind of like a rock paper scissors type deal. Instead of rock paper scissors, you have fire, water, and I guess grass or earth or something. Kind of like how Pokemon have that, fire, water, and earth element or grass element or whatever. It's very the same thing. So you've got those three, and then you have a light and dark, which actually are on the opposite. They're kind of like their own spectrum. So light is weak to dark, and dark is weak to light. And then they have those two separate systems. And then you have health, which if you're getting attacked, you can match the health pieces and get your health back. And then there's also skills that these characters can evolve and learn, and you could use those skills during the match as well. Although I tend to forget about the skills because I'm so into matching pieces. I really like the matching pieces. And then you hit a boss puzzle, whatever. But both games, Puzzles and Dragon Z and the Mario Brothers Edition, they play very similarly. The only difference really is that the Puzzles and Dragons portion has kind of like an RPG element, more of an RPG element out to it, where you have a hub town that you can run around and talk to people and buy certain items and upgrade your characters and whatnot, hatch eggs and that kind of thing. Whereas in the Super Mario Brothers one, it's kind of like an overworld, like a Super Mario World overworld, where you could go from level to level that way. You have to go to Toad's house to pretty much do everything. So less of an RPG aspect in the Mario Brothers edition than the Puzzle Dragon, but the gameplay is pretty much exactly the same. Also, when you start to move your pieces, you can look at the puzzle for as long as you want to decide what pieces you want to move, but as soon as you start dragging pieces around, there's a timer that goes off, and you have to make that path within a timer. You can't stop and think, because once the timer goes down, you're stuck with whatever move you made. So you could potentially kind of screw up and not make any matches at all. You basically just forfeited your turn. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough, and I think you've seen enough footage on it. I highly recommend this game if you like puzzle games on the 3DS. This was one of those games I was looking forward to a lot, and I was not disappointed. And maybe this will be like the last 3DS game I buy in a while, because I've been buying a lot of 3DS games, and I barely have time to play any of them. But I do make time to play this. In fact, I might go outside. It's a nice day today. Might go outside a little bit, play this out in the hammock. Oh man, it sounds like I got my day planned. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all next time. Bye.